I think that if we look after our teams, then our teams will look after our business. We're not always an industry people think of first when they think of wellbeing, and I think that is where we want to be, and that's why we want to be part of this.
From the top, the leadership are supporting a wellbeing strategy that is helping them as employees.
Unlike normal employment assistance programs, which tend to be quite passive, waiting for the employee to contact them when they need help, the business advisory program is very proactive. It helps the organisation understand what it is they need to do in order to improve the well-being of their employees, and then it helps them create a well-being strategy and policies and execute with a committee of trained and dedicated wellbeing champions within the organisation.
People are the absolute kind of core to our business, and we were really wanting to do more around wellbeing to make sure that we really looked after them, both in terms of retention but also in terms of recruitment, and we couldn't find the answers we wanted. But what we've discovered with BAP is that one, it has the resources available for us to have those for our middle managers and to make sure that we're really seeing this through in a coherent manner. But it also was really looking at helping raise the standards across the whole industry.
Members have access to a survey that we launch at the beginning of their entry to the programme, and then we also do the same survey at the end of 12 months. That, along with other metrics such as absenteeism, helps the organisation to measure impact of their wellbeing strategy. It also helps them benchmark anonymously against other drinks industry organisations in the programme, and as an industry it also helps us benchmark ourselves against other industries as well.
A bit more structure has been welcomed through being part of the BAP programme, because we've been able to use the expertise of the collective group. It's helped us to put a strategy in place.
During the course of the year, members have the opportunity to get together at our quarterly meetings, and that's their time to share best practice and understand that each other's challenges are very similar. It's a really productive part of the programme, and probably one of the most valuable is the peer-to-peer interaction and sharing of ideas.
So the BAP has made significant impact to our colleague experience. In the short term, it's very difficult to see those benefits because they're intangibles, they're the behaviours and the attitudes and the support mechanisms people can feel. Longer term, you do and will start to see a difference in sickness days. You'll start to see a difference in retention, and if you hold, we certainly have seen a difference in our colleague survey. That sentiment around the company is there for you, they care for you, those metrics are really important to show our colleagues that we mean what we say.
It's valuable because it looks at things from a business perspective, looking at not repeating initiatives, so we can quite often get opportunities for people for training and development that may be more cost effective for the business, but also sharing of ideas and knowledge that can be very useful for implementing a health and wellbeing plan.
For me, it's taking us from going from a company that had the best of intentions, and I include myself in that, and trying things but being quite ad hoc, to using the resources given to us by the BAP and through We Are Wellbeing to actually give us the right structure so that we're really planning and having this as a coordinated strategy that is really well thought through and really delivers a huge amount. In addition to that structure, once you actually start doing things, it's also then giving us that peer-to-peer support. It's giving us the knowledge that we're using resources that are accurate, that are well thought out and are up to date. And I think doing that without this would be very, very difficult for us.
Working together, the members of the programme aim to collectively drive up standards in employee wellbeing in the drinks and hospitality industry, and we want the business advisory programme to be the flagship in gold standard for employee wellbeing.
Nikki and the team start talking about putting together this gold standard for our industry, something that doesn't exist at the moment. That's something to get very excited about. You are joining an organisation that really believes in itself, and the people who have joined, like our company for instance, we really believe in it as well. And that belief will filter down to our teams, it'll filter down through the industry, and as I think I've said before, ultimately trying to put together this gold standard and having even other industries look at us and look to us and say, that's how you should do it, this is how it should be. Ultimately, you need to keep your teams, you need to recruit teams, you need to retain teams. Having something in place like this, it's only going to look great on our CV to an employee.